It makes it look like the whole administration's indicted. Council members react to department heads joining Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba in federal court. Well, it makes them look like they're all indicted because, well, they are in the court of public opinion anyway, allegedly, of course. Let's check out this story from WLBT about Chokwe Antar Lumumba Jackson mayor and his merry band of free the land thugs all running down to the courthouse to stand by their man as he goes down with a fight on federal bribery charges. But first, real quick, guys, look like the mayor, maybe you lack a little testosterone, maybe you're wearing skinny jeans and skinny suits. Fret no more. Your boy Clay to the rescue. We're hooking you up with a complimentary testosterone screening out at Men's Health of Mississippi. Are you suffering from fatigue, decreased muscle tone, lack of energy, low libido? That's your sex drive, by the way. Brain fog, sleep disturbances, or again, you wear banana yellow suits like the mayor. You could be suffering from low testosterone. Text my name, Clay, to 601-327-8550 today. Again, text Clay, as you see on the screen there, to 601-327-8550. We're going to get you hooked up with a complimentary testosterone screening today. Also, if you need to lose 20 pounds or more and you just can't quite get over the hump, text weight loss to that same number, 601-327-8550, and you too can get on the road to changing your physical health forever, your physical appearance forever. That is compounded semaglutide. That is generic Ozempic. They got it there for pennies on the dollar compared to what Ozempic costs dang near. No insurance needed, nor do they even take it. So trust me on this one. You won't regret it. Text Clay to 601-327-8550 for testosterone. Text weight loss to the same number for generic Ozempic. Let's get to it, guys. We got us a whole crew of effed around and found out grand champions right downtown there in Jackson, Mississippi. Chokwe Antar Lumumba and his merry band of free the land thugs all going down like the band playing on the deck of the Titanic. Let's check out the story from WLBT. Anthony Warren put this one together. What is being called a show of solidarity between the mayor and his top officials is being derided by some Jackson City Council members as a bad look. Yeah, no kidding. This entire administration has been a bad look. So there is no sacred cow anymore. They do not care. Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba is facing not one, not two, not three, but not four, but five federal counts in connection with a bribery scheme that has already led to the resignation of one city councilwoman, Angelique Lee, and a guilty plea from one of their BFFs, a fellow by the name of Marve Smith. All right, look, so the mayor made his initial appearance in court Thursday. As you all know by now, we've done multiple shows about it over on the Clay Edwards Show with Sean Yerkron. On his 0.03 mile walk from City Hall to the federal courthouse, Lumumba was joined arm in arm by multiple department heads, including Chief Administration Officer Lewis Wright, Chief Financial Officer Fidelis do they just make these names up? Malembeka. How many vowels is in that? A, E, E. 4 vowels. 4 vowels in his last name. Communications Director Melissa Faith Payne, who literally only says no comment, and Fire Chief Willie Owens, as well as Assistant Police Chief Vincent Grizzell. Ward 1 Councilman Ashby Foote questioned why they would accompany the mayor, saying they should be distancing themselves from Jackson's top leader. I've definitely been distancing myself from Jackson, so I completely understand that, Ashby. Quote, they didn't get indicted by the DOJ yet. And I don't think they should be tromping over there as a show of support, he said. Quote, I'm not trying to tell them they can't do it. I'm just saying it makes it look like the whole administration's been indicted. Well, I'm telling you, they're all complicit, allegedly, of course, in all this. They know what they're doing. This ain't willful. Well, I guess it is willful ignorance. They know what they're doing. They're complicit, in my opinion, allegedly, of course. He said, but that's not the case, at least at this point. talking about them all being indicted. I think a lot more is going to come out of this over the next few months. We shall see. Ward 5 Councilman Vernon Hartley had similar thoughts, saying any department heads going to the court with the mayor should have taken time off to do so. I do love this. This is a little salty here. He said, I'm seeing a public relations person. I'm seeing the constituent services manager. I'm seeing the chief financial officer. I just hope they took leave in order to do that, because that's not what we're all about. And Kenneth Stokes comes in with the mic drop from Ward 3. He had a slightly different opinion, saying many of those officials owe their job to the mayor. See, it sounds like he's being nice and courteous right now, but he's about to hit him with that zinger. He said, they realize when the mayor's gone, most of them could be gone, he said. They'll be unemployed. Some could be unemployable, and they'll never have a chance to work in government again. Well, that's the understatement of the day, isn't it? They'll never have the chance to work in government again. They are unemployable. Well, they're a bunch of diversity hires. I mean, this is the DEI department right here. The diversity, equity, and idiots. I'm sorry, I'm not pulling any punches with these people. And if I have consequences to deal with it at some point in time, then I'm just going to have consequences and repercussions to deal with it. But we are fed up with the criminality in Jackson, Mississippi. Time for examples to be made. Continuing on. Almost all department heads are appointed by the mayor and confirmed by the city councilman. Once confirmed, they serve as the mayor's will and pleasure. See, that's how Chokwe got himself in trouble, because they serve at his will and pleasure. When he made that phone call while they was out on that boat ride, this call right here where he's on the phone right here in this photo, that's where he is calling them, telling them to either move that date up or move it back for that bid to be put in by the feds and Jody Owens' business. What's the word I'm looking for? Contractor deal on that convention center hotel. RFQ, RQS. I got all these abbreviations confused. DEI, BLM, whatever. Anyway, back to the story. Let's see here. They would pick the one guy with the hardest name to pronounce to quote here. Malembeka doesn't see how showing his support for the mayor is a bad look, and reminded the council that the mayor is innocent until proven guilty. See, the fact that he doesn't understand how it's a bad look tells you all you need to know about self-awareness there at City Hall. He said, quote, there are people who think it's a conviction, and that's not what an indictment is, he said. Thank you, Sherlock, for letting us all know that an indictment is in fact not a conviction. We're well aware. He said, we should not be so quick to judge. Let them have their day in court. They'll go through the proceedings and the truth will come out. Lumumba is charged with conspiracy to commit bribery, federal program bribery, use of an interstate facility in aid of racketeering, honest services wire fraud, and of course, money laundering. If convicted, he faces up to 75 years in federal prison and $1.5 million in fines. According to the indictment unsealed last week, the bribes came in the form of campaign finance contributions. He got $50,000 allegedly, of course, and he wrote himself $5,000, $10,000 checks from his well, he got $5,000, $10,000 checks, all from bogus local businesses, because there's a $10,000 donation cap for political donations. So they dumped those 5 checks in there, and then he wrote himself $5,000, $10,000 checks from his campaign account to himself. Idiot. Of course, these are the people running the city of Jackson. That explains why about every week or so, people send me pictures of him flying out of the airport back and forth to Atlanta. It just seems like, man, even if you're flying Southwest, it gets expensive to travel. I always wondered how the mayor could afford to live such a lavish lifestyle, but hey, none of my business. None of my business. Anyway, here's what, continuing on here. It said court records indicate the mayor received 5 checks for $10,000 each in exchange for directing a city employee to move a due date for a request for qualifications, RFQ, to build the convention center hotel. The city issued the request in January. 3 firms, including one believed to be a front for the FBI, responded. Whoopsie. While meeting with developers in Fort Lauderdale, Lumumba allegedly called a city employee, directing them to move up the due date for the response. Afterwards, the mayor received 5 checks. And what they're saying is this phone call right here is the mayor making that very call. Chokwe Antar Lumumba. We had so much hopes in you. We never thought for a second you could do anything shady like this. That's sarcasm, by the way. You know, I could go on and on and on reading all this. Well, there's not a whole lot more to read. Let's just do it. It says Lumumba pled not guilty in front of Magistrate Judge Lakeisha Greer Isaac, 2 other co-conspirators, Ward 6 Councilman Aaron Banks and Hinds County DA Jody Owens, who appears to be the criminal mastermind behind all this, also pled not guilty. All 3 were released on $10,000 bonds. Where are their mugshots? You got booked, you got bonded out. Where are the mugshots? I want to see a mugshot. What was this here? It says, read, I don't give a crap where the money comes from. Indictment details bribery scheme of 6 local. Oh, yeah. That's the whole detail there. So let's see here, guys. You know, talking about it makes the whole administration look indicted. Here's something I found interesting, and we're not going to play much of it because you really can't understand it, but it's funny anyway. The mayor and his sister sent her little band of Free the Land thugs over to where Kenneth Stokes was speaking at recently. It says, this is on Jackson Jambalaya, Chaos Rules. It says some Lumumba took over a community forum Ward 3 Councilman Kenneth Stokes held at Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church last night. This would have been Thursday after the indictments and all that dropped, after their not guilty pleas. Said most of the discussion concerned the new parking meter system downtown, blah, 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 blah. Once that lady finished speaking, David Archie and several other activists demanded the return of the old parking meters, which I agree with them on that. However, the real fun started when Mayor Lumumba's sister, Rakia Lumumba's little handmaiden, Danielle Holmes, went on the warpath with Mr. Stokes, went on the warpath when Stokes started talking about Mayor Lumumba at about the 16-minute mark. Holmes and a male cohort proceeded to shout down Mr. Stokes. Just no respect for the elders, I tell you. No respect at all. I got it queued up here. Again, you ain't gonna be able to understand anything, but I just want to tell you whatever language they're barking at or speaking at or whatever's going on here, it's just thugs. They're running down, they're shouting people down who are speaking out against it. They ain't gonna shout me down. Hey, I can shout louder. You can get your whole band of Free the Land thugs at Applebee's for Dollarita happy hour, and you can't scream louder than me, I promise.
Okay.
Now, we started off talking about the mayor.
What's going
And it's about to start right here. They don't waste no time.
on? And I pointed out, tries to convict the fella.
You're gonna be liable for that.
3,
You're gonna be liable for that.
actually 3 times.
Okay,
Is that
it's
what
still
you
the
told
2
them?
and 3
That's
times.
That's what you told
It's 3
them,
times.
WLBT?
You wanna attack him?
So-
Yeah,
Now,
but I will be
Well,
giving
we're
you for
saying that
slander
it's-
for accusing me of criminal behavior
it's
with the
important
city, so you can get
that
ready
if
for
we're
that,
going
because I don't
to-
take kindly to
if
your
we're going to
slander
make
and your
sure
false
that we
allegations, so
fight
you
for the
will be
mayor,
getting, you fell right into the
that
trap,
we
and I
understand
got you. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna
this
walk
is the
down the walk.
people that the mayor,
You gonna get just what you
this is the
deserve.
people. That's what you got to see.
And
These
tell
are the
them how to
people
take
that
care
put
of the
him
city.
in this kind of trouble.
Yeah, tell them how I help bury family members.
This
Yeah,
are
and
the
I done see
people.
Malcolm and so
These
Malcolm
are
is
the
over there
people
with his
who
big fat
got
big
him in
ass.
trouble.
If that's what you're
They
doing,
call it
I'm here.
non-profits.
It's not your
Non-profits. They supposed
That's
to help
right.
people. Never do
And I
that.
help
And the
them,
FBI
and
and
I
all
care
the.
many children.
Oh, is he calling out their sister Rakia's little nonprofit hustle? Allegedly, of course.
Many
They own all
families
of
saved
it.
them from getting put out on the street. What have
They
you
own
done?
all of
What
it.
have you
This
done?
is your
They own
community.
all
What
of
have you
it.
done?
This is your
The
community.
And I bet you can't see
FBI
my
own
name
all
on
of it.
not one piece of
They're not out of
paper
town.
in the city of
Louisville's
Jackson
not out of
getting
town.
That's
anything.
what
People
the
not out of town.
FBI
They
is
from right
doing.
here.
Hey,
They
This
go
is
right
the
here.
Lord's house, and don't
That's what
nothing
they'll be
They
looking
just
at.
keep people out the Lord's house and
Now,
they're not
if you
answering
wanna
citizens'
act
questions.
right up
Don't
in
say
your
the Lord's house
That's
now.
what the
Don't
FBI
tell them to
be
get out with no gentleman.
We
has
not doing
questions.
all
That's
this
What
what
in
Lord's
the
house then?
FBI.
When you
Anyway, I ain't got the bandwidth to consume all of that, not constantly. I just find it comical that they have the audacity to sit here and play the victim. Of course, I don't really. I'm really not mind boggled by that. They always play the victim. It's like the victim Olympics, the oppression Olympics. I believe Clay Travis refers to it as. So that's Jackson, Mississippi. That's this day in Jackson. The rats are they're not necessarily fleeing the ship. They're rallying around the king rat in Chokwe. And luckily for us, these are federal charges. So when and if this goes to trial, it will not be a Hinds County jury. It will be a Mississippi jury, which is not good for Chokwe, Jody Owens, or Aaron Banks, because they are not going to get the woe is me, you can't criticize a black man demographic that's going to be showing sympathy for them. This was not entrapment. This was 100% foolishness, allegedly, of course. Be sure to go by my website, buyfafo.com. Support independent media. We'll never do enough views on YouTube as talking about stuff in Jackson, Mississippi to make any real money on YouTube views. But what it does help is drive you to my website, drive you to my radio show. Again, buyfafo.com today. Grab a shirt. Got them available in black. This is charcoal gray. Also, we got hoodies, and we have our brand new Mississippi Blackout Tag Edition shirts and hoodies, the awesome logo. Here it is right here. Nice the shirt. I apologize. There's the car tag FAFO shirts, because that's what the mayor and them have done. They effed around, and they are so close to finding out. Here's the shirt. And of course, we got the hoodie of the shirt I'm wearing now. The hoodies do have the white drawstrings, not the black, so they look just a little bit better than the image would have you believe, which that looks fire anyway, but it can, in fact, look better. Tune into my radio show every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., wherever you're watching this video, or on the FM dial at 103.9 FM WYAB. That is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, and just know that when the Free the Land thugs do something stupid, we're going to be right on top of them to talk about it. We've taken a couple days away from making our little short form videos like this. We're getting back to it now. Had a big week last week. You could say the good guys won multiple times. We got Donald J. Trump back in office to save America, and we got the Free the Land thugs indicted so we can attempt to save Jackson. We're going to be all over this like white on rice. I hope y'all are along for the ride. Hope when it comes time to pull the lever for somebody with some damn sense to run Jackson, you guys take advantage of this golden opportunity to get rid of the Free the Land Mafia. Peace out.